Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chrissy, and today I kind of wanted to do a video on ignorance and how it affects our everyday life and how it affects our children. So, yesterday I kind of did one about, I was going to do this one and I never got around to it, but things are changing all the time. We have climate change. We have technology advances, we have medical advances, we have scientific advances, we have just changes of our clothing, changes in our hairstyle, our attitudes. Changes are all a part of our everyday life. So, what happens when your phone is completely no longer supported by your carrier? You go get a new phone. What happens when your clothes are worn out, they're ratty? You go get new clothing. We change things all the time and we don't make a big deal about it. But something as simple as changing the way we view our everyday lives, such as Trump's wall, is become such a big threat to our world now, because we are ripping children from their parents. We are, for nothing more than crossing an imaginary line drawn in sand, we're taking their children away. Now, the reason this bothers me is this entire country is nothing but immigrants, including the Native Americans. Yes, they were here before the white man came, but they were still immigrants. They crossed an ice bridge over into Central America, or over into Northern America, or into Southern America. It happened. So when we build a wall or close our borders, we are saying, this is our property. You can't cross this property. That's illegal. It's immoral. And it's inhumane. By doing this, we are creating closed borders, or, a closed door. In this case, we're closing a wall. A freaking wall on an imaginary line built in sand. Now, am I saying that shouldn't be some sort of documentation? No, I'm not saying that. Because you go across these, yes, you have to have documentation. But the Americas are all one piece of land. And all of the countries in the world fit together like a puzzle. If you ever sat down and looked at the map of the entire world, map makers always draw it so that the two pieces fit together. Because that's what it is it's a fucking puzzle. It's part of humanity. Now, we were given this wonderful earth to live on and sustain ourselves. But we are ripping children away from their parents because they crossed an imaginary line. And not only are we taking them away from their parents, we're making them sleep on concrete floors and tents. It has been raining here in South Texas for over 24 hours. Tell me exactly what a tent is going to do. Tell me exactly how we're feeding these children. You're so worried about government benefits going to immigrants. Well, first off, government benefits are a joke. Okay, they really are. Because undocumented people cannot get benefits. I'm sorry, it just can't happen. Here's why. To get medical insurance through the government, you have to have a birth certificate, marriage license, all that fun crap. And if your spouse has died, you have to have the death certificate proving that you were married, proving that your child is a byproduct of that marriage. Now, let's think about this. Logically, if someone who has been born and raised here in the U.S. has all of the documentation to prove it, prove that she's never gone to another country, cannot get decent benefits, how the hell are the immigrants getting benefits? Let's think about that. How? You can't. It's not freaking possible. Let's use our common freaking sense, people. We are teaching our children this prejudiced hatred that our parents taught us, that our grandparents taught us, when our world is changing. There isn't a human alive that isn't mixed blood anymore. Here's why. Marriages, unions, just having general children. Those children have characteristics from their father and their mother. Me, I am so many nationalities I can't even keep track. Okay? And the ones that I do know, I have studied up on, and I do keep those traditions true. And I do the same thing with my son. The ones that I know, I try to keep hold to him. Mostly that's the Native American, because I was raised under a mother who was Native American, and along with other mixed heritages, and believed similar things to what the Native Americans believed. So I try to instill those morals and ethics into my son. We talk about these people coming in and taking our jobs. First off, there aren't no damn jobs to take. I'm sorry, there just aren't. We are in such poor economic status that China and Japan could come over and say, we own you. And there ain't shit our government could do about it. It's just not something that can happen. The earth is a thing. Yes. But it shouldn't be possession. It should be free. Am I saying property taxes and stuff are wrong? Yeah, they fucking are. You should not have to pay a property tax to live on a piece of land. You should not have to have approval to build a safe unit onto your piece of land. Property is an entirely another issue. But we're so ignorant, and we've been so brainwashed that we have no desire to think for ourselves. And this is something I don't want my son to be. This is something I do not want any child to be. I do not want my child to ever say, that person's a different skin tone, they speak a different language, I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that with any child that I associate with, ever. Because it's not moral coding. Our general biological clocks should say, hey, there's a language barrier here. Why don't we close that barrier? Learn a little bit of that language. It's not that hard. I speak about 5 languages. It's so easy to learn another language. We're just lazy. It's just like the whole marijuana, cannabis shit. We're so ignorant that we assume it's a dangerous drug because Big Pharma and, all the people whose pockets are in drugs, medication, have said, oh, it's dangerous, it's gonna kill you. It ain't gonna kill you. There's no way to OD on marijuana unless it's laced with something. It actually helps people. It helps fibromyalgia, MS, cancer patients, epilepsy. Marijuana has more benefits than we can name. And the great creators gave us this wonderful plant, but the government has decided it's illegal. Well, now medical marijuana is legal, but 80% but there's only so many states that will let you have a green card. Now, am I saying that it should be readily accessible? No, it really shouldn't. Because there are some people who don't belong doing marijuana or any prescription drugs. There are some people who should just not have drugs, period. Or have any access to drugs. Am I saying these people should die? Absolutely not. I'm saying they need to find a better way to deal with their issues than, smoking a joint or popping a pill. Now, while we're on this topic, opioids or narcotics, actually you can OD on them. I've done it. But I haven't done it to kill myself. Now, I did it because I was in so much pain I couldn't move. And I OD'd on a narcotic. Narcotics are way more dangerous than marijuana. You want to know what's going to happen if you do happen to smoke too much or take too much cannabis oil? You're going to fall asleep. That's the worst thing. You're going to wake up in a couple hours, you're going to go straight to the refrigerator. That's it. We're so ignorant. We have no desire to do any research. We were in a tropical storm warning last week. Does this look like a tropical storm? Does this look like a bad, severe storm? No. This looks like it rained a ton. Yeah, we had flooding. Big deal. That is the least of our concern after Hurricane Harvey. Which, mind you, we weren't even given an eviction notice of until Harvey made landfall. Let's do some damn research, people. Oh, and on to the research. Don't believe every damn thing that someone posts on Facebook. Okay? Someone's posting their opinion. You want to look into it, but don't just share a post to share a post. It's dumb, it's stupid. There's still a stigma on women don't fight. I have been training martial arts off and on since I was 16 years old. And you know what? I would rather fight for my life than ever let somebody take advantage of me, or abuse me, or, you know, take my life, or take my son's life. You're damn right I'm gonna fight, and I am a woman. There's so many issues with our world that the stopping the children at the border shouldn't even be an issue. The border should not be an issue. We as humans should be willing to say, hey, you're seeking salvation. You're seeking a place to rebuild and start over. Here you go. Come in. Oh, you need somewhere to live. Okay, cool. What are your options? Here's a hotel. I'm not saying house these guys. No. And for those of you who are saying that I shouldn't speak about this because I've never done it, yeah, actually I have. I've pulled 5 people out of being homeless, jobless, and in poverty. And you know what? I would continue to do it if I had my own damn place. I don't have my own place. But if I did, you're damn right I would. Because that's what it's called, being human. Having compassion, having understanding. Being a civil human being. We should not be, you know, oh no, you speak another language. You have different skin color. Or, that shouldn't exist anymore. Slavery was dispatched in America. Okay? Slaves should have never been a thing. Civil wars should have never been a fucking thing. Because it shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have needed to happen. When the white man came over to America, they were seeking religious freedom and a new beginning. Why are we denying these same rights to people now? I'm looking at you, America, because this is our fucked up country. This isn't Trump anymore. This is our own actions, our own ignorance, our own opinions, our own morals that I'm looking at. We are dehumanizing ourselves. We are nothing more than beasts. Walls will not work. The Great Wall of China, the Wall of Berlin, were both supposed to keep out invaders, and they both failed. There's other instances throughout history. Those are the 2 most common ones. If you don't want to repeat history, which is what we're doing, then we had better fucking stop now. Let's be human, okay? That line, that's the Mexican and Canadian border, those don't exist. They're imaginary lines that someone said, oh, well, here's Canada, here's America, here's Mexico. Mexicans can't come into America. Canadians can't come into America without visas. First off, visas are retarded. They really fucking are. They're also really not easy to obtain if you're fleeing an abusive relationship. Nothing is easy to obtain if you have to leave your home now with your children to protect their lives. We should not be this way. Let's stop the ignorance. Let's start educating ourselves again. Because apparently the school systems have failed us. Which is nothing new. School systems are retarded. They really are. But let's learn some shit, okay? Catch y'all next time.